have a talk about this the other day?
Did they catch that?
I'm sure they did. Based on our conversation that Levi and I had last week when he accidentally cussed when he didn't think we were live yet.
It's funny.
And it pops up.
Why we're doing it, right?
It goes way earlier, but
yeah,
super fun.
Yeah,
super fun.
Super fun for everybody.
And that's why this is on the podcast
That's
channel
why Dane says
and not
he
on the
keeps
main
his
channel.
mouth shut.
Uh-huh.
I think my favorite part about when we
I did today.
I like when we do something live, how, Dane will tell us, don't say this, right? Which we know not to say it.
Yeah, it's
but
more of
you
a
just
joke.
threw yourself under the bus there, Dane.
Basically, yeah. So
Demonetized.
Demonetized. Okay, so since this is the podcast, but we're doing it live, I'm going to introduce it as if this is just a regular main show.
Yeah.
And then, we'll look up occasionally,
This
check
is
comments.
this is our Monday main show.
and do that. So allow
this
me.
is us doing
I will
our podcast.
introduce us.
Rock and roll.
We will do our thing.
Let's bring it home.
All right,
Start it
so-
up. Yeah, ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dane already swore.
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
Oh, yeah.
To my left, Morgan McMurry. And across from me, you know the guy. You know his voice, Anthony Fisher.
What do you mean? You know my voice. I don't know what I was going with. I'm like, come
that
up with
was
something.
really your voice,
Come up with
but-
something quick.
Yeah, that was nice. See, we do all this on the fly. So, I'm already happy to see a comment
There we
mentioning
go.
the
Nice.
details with Levi we just released.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
was a good
Thanks.
episode.
Guys, the
It
whole
was.
point of this is that we
was
can't
fun.
notice the comments. We
we
need to go
can
about
notice
this.
the comments. It's just they're not going to be ones we answer.
We're not going to
constantly,
comment.
like
We're not going to
Thursday.
answer your comments.
But if they have ideas or suggestions for
are.
topics,
What
we
am I
can kind of,
saying?
touch
I
on
think
them.
this is
and
going to throw off the vibe of the main show.
No. We'll be
Let's just
okay.
do the
This
main
is
show. Let's just pretend that that's not here. Let's do this.
Guys, don't worry about it. It's there, but it's not there. They're just
There.
they're just
now we
hanging
don't-
out.
Now, no problem.
They're hanging out.
All right.
I like that.
All right. So
Only Dane will answer the
weekends, guys. What happened on your weekend, Levi?
Mine. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All
Why
right.
don't you start us off?
Good little weekend. Pretty simple, pretty laid back. Last weekend was super busy, so this weekend we really didn't do much. I did have a detail scheduled for Saturday, so
Okay.
it's for a friend of mine's mom, and it was kind of a neat story. She had wrecked her last car that I used to care for.
Oops.
And so she bought another car. She had a BMW X3. She wrecked it. Got another BMW X3. Found a really screaming deal on one, but it was pretty rough.
Ooh, screaming.
Her last one was silver. This new one was black. And
So everything
yeah,
shows.
and it was driving her nuts. So we've been talking about this all winter to get her car in, but I've been trying to make it easy on her and not burden her too much. So I went and looked at the car. Gosh, it was January when I went over to her house, and she lives in my neighborhood, so it was a piece of cake. Went over and looked at it and kind of gave her an idea and said, here's what I can do. And she basically was like, it just seems like it needs a good, black wax on it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Black wax.
it's like, that's, that's, so for those of you that are older, will remember there was a whole color combination made by Kit, which was a car wax company that literally made colored waxes for your specific vehicle.
Yeah.
And
that always feels like such a gimmick.
But the theory was that you'd be using a colored wax that would hide all your scratches and chips.
And emphasize your color of
Yeah.
what your car is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, chemically, one, it didn't work on clear-coated cars. Two, it was still a wax with a carrier agent,
So
which meant the carrier agent,
solvents.
which was a solvent, had to off-gas and evaporate, which would usually turn the wax white.
Yeah.
So you'd have a red car, you'd get your red wax, you put it on there,
Yeah.
it'd go on red, look all good, and then it would turn white, and then you go to wipe it off, and you'd have all these little white scratches.
Just
and
dusty,
bits.
smudgy.
Yeah, didn't make sense. But they promoted the ever-living snot out of it on television. So that's where that line came from. So it's kind of funny that she brought that up, and I was like, explained to her that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so got her car in the garage, and I've been testing the new Oberk car care
Oh yeah.
products.
Oh, Oberk.
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 Werf.
They're cut and polished. They sent me a small little bottle of the compound and one of the polish,
Wow.
and then some pads.
Wow.
And I've been meaning to get some seat time behind it, and absolutely fell in love with it. And I did. I was going to do a one-step on her car, and so I tried it out with a yellow Lake Country flat foam and their polish.
Yeah.
And was able to get really good amount of defects out of it, and it looked really good, but it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
So I did it. I had my light. I looked at it, said, "Oh, this could be all right." But like I said, friend of mine's mom, and when she brought her car in the first time to my shop, she left and was like, "I'm going to get you guys so much business you don't even know." And I laughed about that and said, "Oh, sorry, that was my phone." No, it wasn't my phone. That was Anthony's phone or the iPad, maybe.
It's okay. You can
I'm
move
on
it.
silent. But anyway, so we've all heard that joke. Those of us that run a shop, I'm going to get you so much work you have no idea. You
And
should
those
give me
are
a
the people who
discount.
just
Right?
disappear.
Yeah. Well, she didn't say, like, give me a discount. She just said, I'm going to tell everyone about you, and you're going to get a lot of work. And I was like,
So
oh,
she didn't
okay,
dangle
cool.
it like a carrot.
No, she just said she was so impressed. She's like, I'm going to tell all my friends. No, she literally told all her friends, and you would think this was an older version of a Morgan McMurry.
No.
This gal, all her BMW friends, rolled up on my shop, bringing all their Beamers around to get detailed. I did, in that year,
The Deutsche
just
gang.
from her, I did probably 15 to 20 cars that all were referred by her. In 1 year, all of them were in between $200 to $500 a detail on exteriors. All of them immaculate.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah, really great gal, and all of them local business owners. So I became friends with all these business owners that own some of the bars and restaurants and stuff downtown because of that. And a few of them got coatings, a few of them, it was amazing. So, over the course of 4 years, all those customers became customers of mine.
Repeat customers.
All because of her and her little silver BMW X3 that I did a hand wax on the very first time.
Yeah.
Right? So here we are 6 years later. She has a car. It's black. It's hammered. She can only afford to do just a one step on it. So I kind of went above and beyond for her.
Did you?
And said, I don't have a lot of time to waste. I needed to get this done because I only had a few hours in the day, and it was what I had planned, just like, what you said when you did the Forerunner a couple weeks ago. You only had a few hours planned, and that customer was late, right? And it starts cutting into your Saturday. So that's how I did. So I did what I normally do. I did a mow down with the microfiber and the compound.
Took a mower to the car. That's the first.
So
Slayer.
Wow.
So I did the mow down method where I took the white microfiber cutting pad, put some compound on it, and then just went to town on that panel as fast and as not efficient, but enough that I was providing a good first layer cut just to knock down.
Keep that heat down and scrub it fast.
Enough time, or you didn't get enough done on it. Well, the thing to remember is she's going to run it through the car wash.
Yeah.
And she was also one of those customers that ran it through the car wash before she brought it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Car was still dripping wet when she showed up. She's like, I ran it through the car wash this morning for you.
I got it
'cause
cleaned up for you.
I didn't want it to get dirty. Well, I know that, she's just happy that the car's shinier, and any scratches she puts in it are her scratches, not the scratches from the previous owner.
Right.
So I knew it was going to be run through the car wash every week, and that's just how that car is going to live.
And you
so
got to
I
accept
didn't
that.
have to do a lot, but I wanted to try and knock down because it was bad. I should have taken some photos of it a little before and after because it was pretty rough. So
I bet.
But
that
there
was it.
enough there for you to go through and still have a nice finish left over.
Piece of cake done. Did the kids club workshop with the kids this weekend.
Nice.
At Home Depot. They love that. And then Carly and I went and saw Endgame on Sunday.
Ah, there you go.
My mom
now
came
we're all
and watched.
caught up.
My
No
mom
spoilers, no
came and
spoilers.
watched the kids, and so we went and checked that out.
What were your thoughts?
I loved it.
You loved it.
I did.
Did you feel?
Let's just say I cried a couple times in that movie.
Did you?
Oh.
I was holding back some tears for sure. Yeah, no, it was definitely.
I asked my wife. She was like, I didn't realize I was going to cry so much in that movie. And she goes, I didn't cry at all.
And you're like,
Oh.
oh,
And
this
I
is
was like,
awkward.
You're heartless.
I was like,
get it.
really? And she's like, no, I mean, there was a couple spots that choked me up. And I was like, yeah, no, I was choked up. But I mean, I was getting ready to openly weep in a couple scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so then we talked about that on the drive home.
Yeah. Did you feel like it came to an end okay for you?
Yes, and I'm excited for the future.
You know
Oh,
what's
okay.
interesting though? There's no spoilers here, but essentially, even though this one was technically like the end of the whole thing, They're actually saying that the next Spider-Man movie is officially the end of this phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, there's a lot of different. They left it open to a lot of different interpretations too, with different groups. So I'm very excited about it.
I think I need to watch it again. To be honest, after watching it once and after I've kind of sifted on certain
you're
things.
not as big of a Marvel nerd as I am, Anthony.
Are you
I have a
kidding
book
me?
in my office.
Yeah,
it's a whole compendium of the like a Marvel encyclopedia.
Where'd you get that book at?
A coworker of mine.
Well, and that's a hole you don't want to dig.
I don't.
Because...
He walked in and he just handed it to me and said, like, I used to hide money in this when I was a kid. So if you find any money, give it back to me.
Yeah.
But
what did that guy look like?
I was tall and had glasses.
I'm picturing
Handsome.
comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Kind of more like that. Yeah. He was like, his name was Tony or something like that.
Oh,
Albert.
yeah.
Because he has a Tony
Oh,
tattoo.
yeah, it was
Albert.
It's Albert. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Al.
Okay.
Al
well,
is what I
this has
call him,
gotten,
Al.
A little weird.
I know Albert. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway.
So anything else on your weekend?
No, that was it.
No, that was
Piece
it?
of cake, simple.
Okay. Yeah.
My air conditioner went out yesterday.
Yeah.
So met with a dude to replace my air conditioner today. Got a quote. Got another quote coming tomorrow. Let's just say the first quote I'm actually really happy with and would probably just go with them. So we'll see what the second quote is.
The quote you told me today, steep.
That's pretty normal. I'm pretty proud of that, considering the size of my house and the pricing of that.
Yeah.
Your dad's like, yeah, that's really good. Actually, not a bad price. So
I mean, it sounds about right. It's just,
No, nobody ever wants to pay for a new air conditioning unit on their house.
Oh,
We'll
no,
just put it out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're getting a
However-
new unit. That's not the cost to fix it. That's just
No,
a straight
that's
up new unit.
I'm getting a brand new unit.
Okay, well then that explains the price. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a little more.
Now let me tell you,
understanding.
you guys want to hear something fun? A little obsessed garage action here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Get in there.
This guy comes into my house and goes, "Let me hook you up with a couple mini splits
What?
to put up in your theater."
Quick
And-
disconnects.
Yeah, to put a mini split up
Yeah.
in my theater.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're made by Mitsubishi. They're heating
Wow.
and cooling. And I was like, yeah, I got a buddy of mine has those all over.
Wow.
He actually has one in his theater too. And I was like, how much are those? He's like, they're like $4,500. And I was like, yeah, I don't have the money to put two in and a new air conditioner. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
Wow.
to the uninitiated, what's a mini split?
It's instead of a window air conditioner, it's like mounted into the wall
Yeah.
and provides heating and cooling.
Is it that one that's in the little thing out there?
No, that
No,
is
that's a-
shack.
Those are window.
Those
no, those are actual.
That is a ghetto window.
No, it's probably about the size of that birthday sign, and it's tall and skinny, and it just slides in, and it just has a little stair draft. Anyway, our friend Matt Mormon has lots of them
Yes.
all around his the OGHQ.
His theater is
as well as his house.
is a brisk 50 degrees at all times.
Let me just say,
Well, that's what I thought of
when we
too.
were there,
as
I
a
was
larger
like,
dude, I loved it.
Yeah, when
I
I
was
there, I'm
thinking
like,
that crossed my mind to go like, this could be so future
I'm
option.
very comfortable in there.
Future option. Maybe when I pay off the air conditioner after I finance this one, then I'll.
I think
I'll
we can
finance
all
another
admit
one.
though that it is a lot more fun watching a movie, right, in a more enclosed room, right, in the dark, right, on like a comfy couch, in a cold room but with blankets, right?
Oh, that's the best.
That's like you're like living, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's why we have a basket of blankets in our theater.
Like I feel like Carly could just die like that and be happy.
She likes it warm.
Oh, she likes it warm, but she likes to be warm under the blankets.
Yeah, she likes it warm and under the blankets.
Oh, okay.
Now we're getting into the weeds. I was just going to say, I will never forget just such a funny statement.
I remember
Matt turning to us and going, "Hey, you guys want to watch half a movie?"
Half a movie.
That's just how
way
it
to
works.
do it right there. All right, so that was my weekend. If those of you, I'll probably be setting up a PayPal. For those of you that want to help chip in at the Master
GoFundMe.
Shine,
He's going to start a
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
for the
For
MOSHQ air conditioning unit. We get that rolling. So
Well, eventually it's got to be like a 2.0 unit that you update it with like quick
man.
disconnects and Brad's fittings. And
it'd be amazing.
Anthony, what happened to you this weekend?
my week, after doing that, I got to try my hand at laying down 3M VHB tape, which is 10 times stronger than normal 3M mounting tape. And
Which is already pretty strong.
Yeah, this stuff, like, let's just say, is concrete, so it's not going anywhere. So I laid it down, and then I actually had to take an X-Acto knife, a razor blade, and cut it out, which I realized I am not great at accuracy on cutting things.
You're a beginner level cutter, as they say.
I am. Like I could try
Gotta
to have
become
the
a
most
professional.
steady hand as possible, but like it just doesn't work for
It's
me.
not
So
easy.
I got as good as I can get. So I ended up slapping that thing back on, polished out the spoiler from where I removed that adhesive, and threw that on. That was my, I guess that was my my Friday night or whatever it was. And then Saturday, I played with the Grom and I went to install some new parts. I got an intake for it. So it
Sounds pretty dirty.
sounds like a Harley now. It doesn't
Pretty
even.
thrilling.
Yeah,
doesn't-
it's kind of
you
kind
know,
of funny because it's such a tiny bike.
Yeah.
It's
It
such a
is.
little motor with such a
It
throaty
shouldn't
growl.
sound that way.
got a nice little growl to it. So I was installing that, came across a hiccup where the fuel programmer they sent me was the wrong one, and it's not going to work out for what I needed. So it's one of
Yeah.
those projects that I think everybody can relate to this, where you're working on a car or motorcycle or whatever it is mechanically, right? Things that involve the actual function of the bike, but you have everything in pieces. And so you have like a bolt here, not here, not here, not here, and then you have all of your plastics and panels and all of that. And so I'm doing my best to try to organize all this, but I hate the fact that I have one of my things in pieces. Like, I'm not okay with having just something sitting there, if that makes sense. Like, I either have to button it back up after I'm done or not see it because
Okay.
it bothers me knowing that it's there just sitting around. So,
Yeah.
so I ended up doing that. I also saw Endgame a couple days
Again?
prior to when you saw that. And then I'm trying to think of what else I knocked out.
You did something big, didn't you?
Oh, and then Sunday, yes. So Sunday morning, I went over to my friend Brian at Gearhead Detailing Shop. You guys probably know who Brian is.
Heyo.
And went out to him in Nampa, Caldwell area, just not too far from home, from where I live.
Yeah.
And drove out there to install my new exhaust on the Civic, and I thought that was pretty fun. So basically, we got the car up on the lift, and not only did I change out the exhaust, I changed out the oil pan. Not fun. Oil pans are not fun.
Why'd you do the oil pan?
My oil pan has been stripped too
I
many
know.
times
It's because
over.
you've been off-roading it.
Because he's scraping.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
living
Well,
that.
now that it's so
Absolutely
low,
slammed.
yeah, you're
It's
scraping
so
it. You
slow.
probably punctured a hole in it.
It's just
Probably.
that's the goal living the low life.
The low life, absolutely.
No, on a real note though,
You need to get a skid plate for that.
the
the next
plug
thing?
was stripped.
You can get one off like a 4Runner or something.
Well, it's funny
like a
because
Tacoma.
lifted vehicles and low vehicles both should have a skid plate, but it's in between vehicles are fine. But it's like
Yeah, that's
you gotta go
weird,
extreme
right?
one way or the other. Probably should have a skid plate.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that is weird.
After 20 years though, that bolt got stripped out so far to where it was just leaking, and I put a double oversized in there, and it still leaks. So it was just I was ruining.
new gaskets.
It was ruining.
Did you get a performance? Does it have fins on it to help cool the engine oil?
Unfortunately,
Underneath?
it does not.
Oh.
It is the I can't remember what's that company
Does
that
it have a
makes
scoop
them.
on it? Does direct
No.
airflow?
Just looks exactly like the stock one.
Oh,
AC Delco, Metra,
Yeah,
something.
whatever the heck it is. And so
all the
whatever,
genuine
anyways.
parts.
So
Yeah.
swapped that out. That
Mastercraft.
was I mean, it's not hard to do. It's just everything's just so messy. It's just one of those messy things to where no matter what, you have an oil on you.
Well, you had to
anywhere and
dump all the
everywhere.
oil out.
Yeah, dump the oil out, but then you're swimming. You have this open hole above
Yeah, it's
you
just
that you're working
dripping,
on.
dripping oil on you.
And it doesn't stop.
No, and then we got to the exhaust portion of it, and this is where things got really fun. Basically, where the cat goes from the cat back, there's a pipe there, like a mid pipe. That was pretty much stuck. We couldn't get the O2 sensor off, right? And it's one of those situations where you have a couple friends there, and you have like a wrench, and you're like, oh, let me get in there, and then they give it a turn, and they're like, oh, I kind of rounded it out a little bit, and then the other guy's like, oh, well, hold on, let me try it, right? And I'm like, no, please stop doing that. You're gonna round it, and then they go out, and they're like, oh, it rounded it even more. And those bolts were stripping, so we were taking
Because
things
again,
in
you
there.
were using the wrong wrench. You were using crescent wrenches.
No,
As seen on the
we was
one wing
in
challenge, crescent wrenches don't
sockets.
work
We were
to
using
get those
sockets
bolts
at
off.
this
I
point,
prefer the
and-
percussive repair, method, which is just basically take the biggest crescent wrench you can find,
Yeah,
whack it
there you go.
until
There you
eventually
go.
the rust or whatever on there falls off, and then you.
Good call, Dane. So anyway, yeah,
I
so
should have had
give him
Dane with you.
nightmares.
So
Should have had
using
Dane
sockets,
there. He would have got it.
Using
done.
sockets didn't work. Started rounding those out. So Jason came in clutch. I
With
happened
a
to
sawzall.
bring my Dremel. I had my Dremel along with me.
Boom.
He
Oh.
Dremeled those damn nuts off, which
Yeah.
I couldn't. I mean, I'm sitting there like I've never done that before.
Did he wear eye
And
protection?
I don't think so.
Just
and
little
so
bits of
he
metal.
went in
His
there,
hair caught on fire.
sawed
too.
him off, grabbed a flathead, knocked them off, and saved the day to where I could reuse my cat. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, I was driving home with a header back.
Ooh.
Exhaust.
Sick.
Been
You
nasty.
got yourself a dead kitty.
Got dirt nasty there.
So,
Who needs
yeah.
cats?
So, anyways, finished that up. Got everything bolted back up. The exhaust is nice and quiet.
Straight
It's-
pipe
it's not-
life.
Lonely people.
It's not loud at all. It's not raspy. It sounds really good.
It sounded good when you
Yeah.
put it back on and you
Yeah.
drove up and down. You can find that on your Instagram channel. Sounded delicious.
I don't know what
Instagram
you're talking
channel.
about.
Yeah.
So, anyways, did that. Then once I finished
It sounded like the Elantra. That's what I thought of. The first things out of my mouth.
Well, it's what you're
What I
trying to,
Well, he's trying to emulate. Right.
Yeah.
Well, when I heard it, I was like, oh, sounds just like the Elantra. I even had Carly and the kids come over just to make sure
Yeah,
that I wasn't
high
hearing
performance
things.
machine.
Right.
I was like, tell me what this sounds like. And Augie was like, the silver car. And I said, you're right. It sounds
The
exactly like
silver
the silver car.
Intelligent
So-
boy you've got there.
That's right.
All right.
Well, I trained him well.
Anyway, so after that, finished that up, headed home, went out, and I actually went to the store and got my dog some sushi grade salmon and tuna for his birthday.
Aw.
And
I wasn't
I
aware that was a thing.
It
It's
is
my
a
dog's
thing.
birthday. He has very refined taste and wanted a couple pieces of sashimi with some rice. So
It was
that's
very
what
nice
I
of you to get him.
My
made
dog got a
for him.
cheeseburger.
He asked for that, right?
He
said-
did ask for that.
That was
Yeah.
gonna
Baylor.
say, so he requested.
Baylor,
it.
yeah.
It was Baylor that. Well,
Yeah.
Baylor's a lot. He's the elder statesman of,
He is.
of the Fisher household.
Yeah.
Very dignified.
So
So
I expects that from him.
following that, then I went out bowling last night. That was fun. Still suck at it, but it is what it is. So that was my weekend. It was pretty good.
Nice.
Morgan?
Let's see. This weekend, I attended Cars and Coffee on
Ooh.
Saturday.
How was that?
It was actually huge.
I've been hearing
and
good things about it.
The main highlight was actually Commercial
Seeing-
Tire.
I saw that.
Had a booth
Yeah.
there, and they were giving away free roadside, like 31-piece roadside kits.
And
Ooh,
volleyballs.
And soccer balls
The
and
soccer balls.
lanyards.
That's what they were. Yeah.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
was wild. I was seeing all
Commercial
these
Tire.
people running around with these boxes, and I was like, "Are all of these people buying
Where are
these?
these
Like,
coming
what's
from?"
going
Yeah.
on?" And then we were just walking around, and they were like, "Here, do you want this? It has like jumper cables.
Yeah.
It has fuses. It has like tool sets."
That's
and I'm
handy.
like,
Yeah. An old friend of ours was posting all those as they were working the
"Yeah,
Who?
commercial tire booth.
Who was
Yeah.
the old friend?
An old friend who you were with the other half of that old friend on Sunday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I was like,
yes.
Soccer or volleyballs, soccer balls, and roadside kits, huh? That's
Yeah.
Well,
impressive.
I hope she's doing as well as he is.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Ah.
So
Well,
So yeah, that was
anyways.
cool, and they moved the area that they parked at because the first one that we went to this year was way too crowded for such a small area.
Yeah.
But they had to move it over by where the bank is, like that bigger area.
Oh, wow.
So
The
it
whole
was
corner.
like literally from the bank all the way to Axiom. Like that whole thing was Cars and Coffee.
Ooh.
And it was huge. And so I was like,
that was
oh,
at the
wow.
village. Wow.
Where did you park at?
Um,
Did you have a VIP parking spot?
absolutely. No, I just parked in the spot that I found.
Well, the last car event I went to, she had a VIP parking spot,
Oh.
and her car was
Oh.
coned off.
Oh, that's nice.
Whoa.
Did you pack those cones yourself, or?
no,
I think so.
absolutely.
Oh.
And I figured out that my roommates turned the sprinklers on.
Oh, no.
And I did not
No.
know. So when I woke up the next morning after the sprinklers had already gone off and the sun was already baking the water,
Well, you woke up at like noon, so. I
No.
know what you're saying.
because I had to be there. We had to be there at like 8:45
Are you
because
kidding
we
me?
were so
It's
scared.
car show season. You wake up at 6:45 in the morning
Yeah.
And then get
look
breakfast
forward
afterwards.
to leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story is there's water spots on my car now on one side.
So, and they're on there. Did you try wiping them
I
off?
did.
They're
I
on
absolutely did.
Okay.
So that'll be a project for me.
Fun.
Time
That'll
to
be
throw
good.
some acid
So
on
anyway,
that
I don't
car.
want
Let's
to talk
spray
about
some
that because
acid
it's
on
very
it.
upsetting.
there. So,
but
do you have, so actually, do you want to talk about that for a minute?
okay.
Because
Well-
you're not
Well,
going to be
one,
the
it's
okay,
upsetting
well,
Morgan.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Two,
upsetting Morgan, but
it's
the other thing is
interesting.
that this is the season we're at now.
I turned my sprinklers on this weekend.
So what's your plan to fix that? Do you have a plan to park elsewhere? What can you do? Because it's kind of hard to get away from sprinklers, especially when you're parking in the
Can
driveway.
you stay up late and see what the sprinkler pattern is, so you know where the water's hitting?
I'll probably just park it in the garage
Okay, that's a good idea.
because
That's the ultimate move.
so it's great
Nah.
for me because since Brandon's car is wrapped,
Oh yeah,
Wow.
screw
it
him.
was,
Have
it was
him.
wiping right
He
off
doesn't
of
care.
his.
He doesn't care anyway.
Force him
So I
out.
said, okay, well, this is gonna ruin my
Well,
car.
Technically, it'll. water spot the ever living snot out of his wrap as well.
Yeah.
But
Well, don't say that.
we don't really care.
It's fine.
About
So
Brandon's
So
car.
it's gonna. My
It has
car
a
is
wrap.
gonna
It
be
can
in the
come
garage
off.
now.
Yeah.
But the thing I don't like about being in the garage and living with other people is then they park in the driveway.
Yeah,
And
and,
And
you
then when
can't get
I
out.
want to leave, I
Yeah.
have to move all the cars.
Well, when you go to sleep, park in the garage.
yeah.
It's a lot of shuffling.
Well,
But
there
then in the
is
morning,
a solution.
sleep in your car.
Sleep in your car.
No, the solution is
That is a
get a
good
beater
one.
car you don't care about. Park that outside, and then you can still be mobile.
Then you can go drive around if you need.
or like a
Yeah.
scooter or something.
So
Yeah.
I bought a $1,500 Civic, and you
Yeah.
know,
I got a
and-
$700 truck.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's some Craigslist deals.
I got a $1,200 Miata.
That's right, right? Look at all
Morgan,
these great
join our
cars.
club so you don't have to live in fear
Nate,
of water
Nate
spots.
bought a $5,000 S10.
Now, so one
Yeah.
thing that you can't
That
do on
wasn't
it.
cheap, I guess.
By the
but
way, Nate's truck is that Tacoma you see in the
yeah.
details with Levi.
It's
so.
you guys can go find him on Instagram at Nate Shrum.
yeah.
So one thing though
Mm-hmm.
that you can do, maybe you can recommend this to your roommate. So God bless my neighbor that I have. He last year upgraded his sprinklers to the ones that shoot out
Nice.
a stream like that.
Oh, those are the fancy ones.
Like-
You went and did the same thing,
so the
didn't
fancy
you?
ones, yeah. So upgrading to those, right? Because when you have your sprinklers that just shoot out the mist, right?
Yeah.
That mist is what gets carried
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
wind
Mhm.
and lands on your
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
When you have more of a straight stream that fans out like that,
Mhm.
it's just shooting out water onto the grass in an accurate way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or a non-accurate way.
Or not, whatever. But that was the best thing that I did. But God
Well,
bless
it looks
my
fancy,
neighbor
too.
for doing that as well. Because my neighbor, if he still had that mist setting, the wind blows to the left, which would be all over my car. But since he did that, it fixed it.
so they just sprinkle, like they spin,
Yeah, they're the ones
Slowly?
that pop up.
and they spin slowly.
Are you talking about
So
yours?
instead of the ones that pop up and just shoot a mist in one
right.
direction,
like
right?
mine do,
That
like a
don't
90
move.
degree.
Yeah, they don't
They
move.
just pop up
No,
and they spray the
These
yard.
ones have a rotation to where they're actually turning with the water pressure,
Yeah.
which shoots out these fine lines, these fine streams of water it's like a squirt gun, basically.
But you're not
Yeah.
talking about the huge ones that they have in like fields.
No, this is part
That
of your
doesn't go
normal. This is a
Yeah.
head that attaches onto your normal pop-up sprinkler.
He's talking about
Oh.
an in-ground
It's
system.
just an
so,
in-ground
like,
pop-up. is what
basic
it
ones.
is.
Not
I'm
like what
excited.
you see on,
I'm
like-
excited to subscribe to your newsletter and learn
Yeah.
more about these in-ground
Well,
pop-ups.
it is the Anthony.
That's the all-day
Well,
Anthony.
I did notice we were getting a lot more views in the last week or so on Anthony's now
G. Davis said
infamous,
something dirty. Message retracted.
now famous water spot removal video, which is competing with Morgan for a particular spot in our top viewed videos. Wow, watch where you're flinging that.
Impressive.
Yeah, so basically that video is getting a lot more views. I think it's because people are now running
It's happening.
into that
And
issue.
it's unexpected
Yep.
because I wouldn't have parked there if I
No.
knew that the sprinklers were going to be on.
Well, I just realized that too was because my kids started spraying the hose,
Mm-hmm.
and now they just spray whatever's in the driveway. I'll
Wow.
give spray in the house, and I was like, "Please don't spray the house." And then he sprayed my mother-in-law's car the other day at his birthday party, and I was like, "Oh crap! I've got to." She had just washed it, and she's a stickler for water spots,
right.
so she would have been like, "Who sprayed my car?"
But you can't
So I had to
like
get a
you
towel
can't
and dry it
treat
off.
your water so that doesn't happen, right? Like you
No.
can't
Well,
because
you
I know
can.
that there's
You can
like
have a giant vat of O&R, and then you can have that plumbed into your city water line, but then you can't drink that.
well, like you know how there's those things that you
It's
can
not real.
attach to like the hoses, and then they have like whatever the minerals in it that absorb the stuff, and then the water that comes out of your
Yes.
hose.
So yeah, you can do that, and it is a
For your
filtration
hose.
system for the house, like the main water coming into the house.
But
That
it's
is a
not
filtration
for-
system and a
most of the
water
sprinklers are
software
running off of
system.
irrigation water.
But the
Yeah.
sprinklers are running off irrigation. So like
Okay.
my sprinkler system, I had an irrigation,
Yeah.
so I had to turn the keys and
Yeah.
get them like my two big long things and do my dials and stuff to make the irrigation come in because I pay for irrigation water.
Fun fact, I was on Reddit this morning and I saw Adam Huber of Optimum. He was posting in on Reddit there. He's kind of been popping up more there lately. Fun to see him there. But somebody asked a question about, is O&R safe to drink? And then he wrote, officially, no. And he goes, but I have heard stories of multiple people drinking it at the standard dilution and not having ill effects. He goes, I'm not telling people to drink it. But I was surprised to hear that. I'm like, oh, something must have happened. There's
It's a-
something
know.
must have happened.
I don't know if he wants that on the podcast, Dane. But
It's a soy-based product. It won't kill you.
Well, the thing is, he'd said it out in public in a comment. So.
you too can listen to the Optimum Synergy podcast hosted
True.
by Adam Huber.
Oh, no.
He's a
Find
good
that
dude.
on the iTunes, the Stitcher.
Like, are you guys not curious on what
that
it
stuff.
tastes like, though?
I am.
Anytime you smell something,
can't
good,
I'm
you're
not.
curious
I'm
about what
not
it tastes
curious
like.
at what it's going to taste like because I can guess it's probably like water or
Yeah.
a bit more bitter.
Probably.
Who wants to find out?
I must reiterate, because we are live, do not drink it. Do not drink
For
it.
$5?
Do not drink
I
it.
will
mean,
test it.
$5.
I will absolutely give you $5 to drink some.
Really?
of that.
How much though? I will drink.
I don't know if that's something we could do.
That's
like,
not
I don't think we're allowed
that's
to do
not
that.
a safe
6
healthy-
ounces, Morgan.
Nope. Nope.
That's a lot.
No.
$1 an ounce.
No.
Look at that. Kyle House wants to put a mini split is in his future for his garage. Already added a 3-ton AC unit to the house. Kyle, that's what I'm having installed is a 3-ton unit as well.
So, yeah, any rate, getting to me
Reese
is the
says,
last weekend
uh,
here.
Yeah,
that sounds
sorry,
very
Dane. Nobody asked you.
No, it's okay. I don't think anybody cares.
So G Davis is here. What are you talking about?
Well, G. Davis got message
Oh,
retracted.
you guys
so-
already talked. You already
Yeah.
told him about your weekend, and you.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Yeah. Well, he had
got
to-
him on a direct line. I don't see why I need
So
to talk
cute.
to him
You
here.
guys are so cute.
Yeah, isn't it though? Isn't it? Okay, so yeah, as far as my weekend went, very low key. I did have a birthday dinner with my folks though.
Oh,
Thought that'd be
lovely.
nice.
Yeah, where'd you guys go?
Bella Akia.
Ah.
So
Oh.
it was very nice.
Very
lovely,
fancy.
lovely
Delicious.
restaurant.
Yeah, we worked
Finest
to,
Italian in the city.
We worked to be relatively, keto friendly, which
Ah,
is difficult.
So
at
they
an
went and
Italian
had some
restaurant.
pasta.
So yeah, naturally that's where your head would go. You're like, and you went there, man. That's brave. But actually, it turns out
They've got delicious steaks.
our server was telling us that the owners of the restaurant are actually like years into keto and absolutely love it, and basically they just like that's how they live now.
So the
I didn't
owners,
think that was like a sustainable thing.
It's not.
So they've been
technically
doing it for like 3 or 4 years now, apparently, and they're very happy with it.
just-
So basically, you're just taking your other, supplemental vitamins and things to make sure you're covering all the bases of the stuff you would be missing otherwise. But, now thanks to birthday gifts, I have like fish oils and krill oil and all that.
yeah, your
business.
mom gave you all
So
the
very-
good essentials.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a case of fight
Oh.
milk,
And
didn't you?
magnesium and
In case of
potassium.
fight- That's what the crows love. Purposely like the kind with a little extra fat
Little
on
extra
it
Fat, yeah.
because the fat will add a little bit of flavor. And then what I do,
To season,
I sprinkle
salt,
fresh ground pepper
Oh yeah.
on both sides,
Of course.
just a touch of garlic salt,
Yeah.
just a touch, and then I coat
Butter.
the meat. No, listen, in kosher salt.
Oh, interesting.
So the salt starts breaking down the fat,
Yeah.
and it starts breaking down the meat because it's kosher salt. So it's big, heavy granules.
Yeah.
I put that all on both sides of the steak. Then I put about 2 tablespoons of butter on top,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
and then I
That's
throw them
okay.
on the grill.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds awesome.
And that's how I cook them. And it was phenomenal. And my wife
I
was
bet.
like, best steak she's ever had. She's like,
Wow.
best one you've ever cooked. And I said, yeah, that's right.
High praise. Well, you're like, well,
funny-
until
Every
my next
steak,
one.
though, I make
Well,
her.
the
is like
funny
best
part
she's
is
ever had, so I'm
so-
pretty proud of myself there.
Steak in all reality, because I was adding this up because I was buying chicken the other
Yeah.
day, right? And I was like, oh, chicken's always cheap, right? I can always
Yeah.
afford to buy chicken, breasts, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Steak, though, it's not that much. It's not that much more
Well,
expensive.
what you got to do is get what I did. Get yourself a freezer, put it in your garage.
You got a big body freezer.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, half a body freezer.
Yeah.
It's little.
It's like a mob freezer.
Yeah, it's
but,
for
small.
for like heads and torsos,
Yeah.
not a whole body.
No, we're
Yeah.
not
Okay.
doing that.
But you could. But then you go down to like cash and carry, and you go pick up a bunch of meat, or
What's
you
cash
just
and
buy
carry?
half a cow,
You know what?
fill your freezer
Morgan-
full of meat.
Morgan's young enough. I don't think she knows what cash and carry is.
I don't.
It's a grocery store down the street.
From where?
You can buy it. It's like a Costco meets a Albertsons,
Yeah.
Like an Albertson sized Costco?
like an Albertson sized Costco.
You don't
But-
need a membership?
No, you just go in, but you can buy like
High quality.
you can buy high quality stuff. So they have like you can buy whole hunks of brisket. You can buy 10 steaks at a time. You can buy
I just need a bulk numbers
25
of chicken
pounds.
breasts.
Oh, you could buy that. You could
Yeah.
buy
It's
tons
cheaper than like Winco because I literally spent like $20 on chicken breasts.
of.
that's pretty normal.
It's right about. It's probably right about there. But you'd
Ballpark,
get
but
all
it's
20
higher
packaged
quality,
together,
probably.
than just like buying a bunch of individuals. They just come in one big pack.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So it's one of those places like you can. It's because they also do restaurant supply there,
Oh.
so they'll supply to
is there
restaurants.
only
and stuff.
one?
Yeah, it's just right. 20. This is awesome hot podcast talk.
But you know what? Someone
right
out
down
there
27th
cares.
Street.
Okay.
So take State to 27th, take a right, follow 27th down, cross over Capitol
Okay.
and Main and Fairview, So you cross all the way over, go under the underpass. That's on the left-hand side.
Speaking of meats, Meridian Meats
Right before
offers some of
Roosevelt.
the highest quality meats in the Treasure Valley.
We want to especially thank Meridian Meats for sponsoring this episode.
So, no, but
they're not.
I'm dead
Why are
serious.
you giving them free
Oh,
advertising?
they're not? Okay,
Meridian
sorry.
Meats, though, like they're bacon, right? Like we love the bacon over at Sunrise Cafe. If you've ever had the bacon
it's
there,
Dane's
right?
favorite.
And then there's also
Express
Cracker
Cafe
Barrel.
is
and
my
then
jam,
also
actually, but hey.
down at Goldie's downtown, right? Their bacon is provided by Meridian Meats.
Goldie's is everybody's jam.
Yeah,
Griddle
so
is my jam.
just
Griddle's good.
Yeah, griddle's
you
good.
can buy a slab of bacon at Meridian Meats. I'm talking a slab that you can come pre-sliced, or you can cut it yourself, whatever you want to do. I think for whatever it was like something like 6 pounds. I think I want to say it was like $25.
The
Yeah, that's
ultimate
cheap
thick
because it's like a
slice.
pound for 8.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
Like-
no. For me to get like thick cut at the grocery store, I'm paying like $8 for a halfway decent set of 8 strips or 10
Yeah,
strips.
and it's right down the
something like
street from you, Dane. You can just go to
Yeah.
Meridian Meats after work and just say, "Hey,
Dane's
I'd
gonna
like,
stop there on his way.
I'd like to
after
load
work.
up on some of your meat."
Yeah, he would like all the meats. And by the way, I brought my Volvo, so I can package. I can
And
take
then-
a lot of stuff.
And it's a hot day, so I'm gonna let him sit in the car for a while.
It'll pre-cook.
Yeah,
It's all pre-cooked
That's
bacon.
not how
it's all
that
ready
slow
to go.
cooker. It's a
Yeah.
slow
It's
cooker.
a slow
Ooh,
cooker.
that's
It'll
not
be ready
how it
after
works.
work.
I've had this bacon simmering back there for a while.
Oh,
he just
no.
walks out to his car from time to time to pull out a new piece.
It's just
Like,
fi-
Dane,
It's
what are you
just
doing?
foil in the window.
No, it's actually so hot in the cars out there.
That would be
So
great.
hot.
You
I
should
would,
do that.
I would try and drive, but I can't get past all the flies. There's just too many flies.
And the plus is that the cars smell like bacon. The downside is all of these
Full of wasps
Yeah.
and flies.
A week later, maggots. Oh my god, I need to go.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be great.
gross.
Disgusting.
All right,
Gross.
with that, maggots and
Wonderful
wasp talk.
Wonderful segue.
Weigh in time.
Let's weigh in. And then I got some stuff we can talk about when we're done weighing in.
So I ate
but
some.
let's-
I ate some
weigh
meats.
in.
I tried to be really good.
Yeah.
Friday night, I went and got a blizzard. I was talking to Luke Berge about it.
Hmm.
That I felt bad because I went and got me a blizzard.
What
and
kind? An Oreo?
It's okay. He
Uh,
sent me pictures from him at Chick-fil-A saying, "Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it," and then he did it.
I got like a cookie dough one, I think.
Gosh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was
right now.
amazing. I got a small though.
Hot day, blizzard on a hot day.
It was in the evening. It was like 8 o'clock. I
Oh,
went and
but
got
it's,
one.
it was
after we put the kids to bed.
beautiful nights we've had.
Yeah.
speaking
Oh,
of
lovely
which.
nights. It was a beautiful night to go cruise in the Elantra with the windows
And
down.
You know
pull
what I
up.
want to do? I want to eat a blizzard in your Dothraki pleasure tent.
Oh,
and
that would be
And watch a
delicious.
movie back
Yeah.
there.
Out
I
of
don't have a
context,
movie
that's
thing to
just-
watch in there.
We
but
should get something
What?
set up. That'd be
yeah,
a fun night.
we could. Turn the fire on. It's
Yeah.
great. We roasted marshmallows. Carly and I did on Saturday night. So I roasted some marshmallows Saturday night. Saturday I tried to be really good and not eat at all the whole day. And then I filled up on, I had 3 s'mores.
Wow.
Okay.
That's his
Um,
whole day right there. Wow.
No,
All
Saturday.
I hear is like sugary.
No, Saturday
things.
night I made steaks and broccoli for Carly and I.
Okay.
And then Sunday, because it was Cinco de Mayo,
Yeah.
Hadley had the great idea to make tacos.
Can
so
I have a request
I
from
made
your
little
mother?
tacos, so I
would-
had tacos.
I want
with
my chicken
guacamole- or
enchiladas.
with avocado.
From your mom. I want my chicken
Ooh.
enchiladas.
All-
Can she make tamales?
No,
No, but she makes amazing
she
chicken
makes only
enchiladas.
chicken
tried them.
enchiladas. My mother is only 20% Mexican because, as you all know, I took the 23andMe
No,
test,
everybody has
and
different
I'm now
traits.
only 9% Mexican.
Oh my
I
god.
thought I was half. I'm only 9%.
That is sad.
I'm 33% Irish though.
You got
So
that
that's
going
pretty
for
good,
you,
and
which
50%
is nice.
Viking.
All right, Dane. Who's
All
weighing
right.
first?
All
Levi.
right. Getting on here.
Levi, you do it first. Let's see what this works out to be.
So we went and bought a new scale. I gotta see if I can get this thing to turn on. I don't remember how it works.
I'll just have Levi talk to the microphone.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Ooh, 187.
187. You
Look
heard
at
it here
that.
first, folks. So
I
you were
wish
down,
I was where he is.
So you were
Oh,
so you
man,
were
did
down
see that?
2 pounds. Is that correct?
No, like I was 193 last week.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Down 5 pounds, and I had 3 s'mores and a blizzard.
Okay. So while Dane's getting up, I have to admit that I ate pretty bad this weekend.
But I did eat a lot more
So
meat.
did I.
So I know, but I mean, like I had
This isn't gonna
not
be
good
good,
stuff.
guys.
So I'm
Okay, here we go.
worried.
I'm worried.
Just step on it, Dane. All right.
You think it's funny?
I don't.
242.8.
What were you at?
We're
You
going
were
to say 242.8, Dane.
Yep. 242.8.
Okay, so you were at 249.
Why aren't we?
45 or 47.
We have been. Tim had the
Tim has
numbers
the record.
originally.
Oh, he does. Okay.
We can go back and check.
Just
no,
leave
no,
it there.
leave it
He's got
there.
to get on it. All right, Anthony. Here we go.
Hey, what is this, amateur hour?
So I'm down 5 pounds, folks. How awesome is that?
Better zero
It's
it.
zero.
Pretty proud of myself.
It's not zero. I said 2 when there was nothing.
No, it's nothing.
Is this exactly where you guys work?
Yeah.
Right there?
Ooh, 220.6.
Nice. That's down 6 pounds.
That's pretty
I
good.
was 226.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We're kicking butt, Anthony. You and I, right here.
Yeah. Feels pretty good, man.
Feels nice. I actually
never,
I was a little worried this morning.
I was worried as well.
I was like, oh man, I ate pretty good this weekend, but I ate healthy.
But I have not been drinking a lot of water.
Oh,
I didn't
That's-
drink enough
that's
water this
my
weekend.
problem.
I did
You
this
guys better do
week.
the gallon challenge.
This week I drank a
I don't
ton of
wanna do
water. This
The
weekend I
gallon.
didn't drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Morgan, do you want to jump on the scale?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. She's not doing that.
Nope.
That's okay.
Well, it feels good. Feels awesome. I'm proud of you and your folks. Your mom looks great.
Yeah, no,
So-
they're really taking to it well.
Yeah.
They
And your
were
dad the other
initially-
day, I noticed he was getting a little thin in the face, so you could see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
His,
They're liking it now.
Yes. You guys are looking very good. So between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
So Dane, you've lost how many pounds? About 5 pounds?
I lost more, and then I gained a couple back this weekend. So
Okay. So let's just say 4 pounds you've lost.
net, I'm down like 3 pounds from where I started.
Okay. So 3 pounds you've
Yeah,
lost.
I'm about 5 pounds.
I've lost 6.
Yeah.
So
We're doing good.
together,
We can do this.
Yeah.
We can hit our goals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got to get down. I got to get that 20 knocked
well,
out
because if I can drop another 6, and then drop another 6, another 6, then I'll be back. I'll be
Every
down
week.
to where I want.
Yeah, we'll be in our fighting weights. This will be good.
Yeah. Fight milk.
What I'm
Shoot
hearing
this
is
kid.
I need to be more strict about mine because that's what worked for me last time. This time I'm not getting it, but I'm also not being as strict.
Well, Dane,
Yeah.
there is a lot on the line here. You know,
Yeah.
your parents are sponsoring the prize.
Right. I
I
don't know,
don't know what
that
the
is.
prize
I don't
is.
know what that is, but I've been asking Carolyn to think about something that's
Yeah.
worth it for
And
us.
for those of you that are wondering, so Carolyn's in it, Jeff's in it, the 3 of us are in it,
Stacy,
Stacy's in it, and I don't know if anybody else is in
I think
there.
it's,
I
I
think
thought
that's it.
Thomas was joining.
Thomas was talking about it. We don't know if that's confirmed or
He
not.
showed up he was in Iceland.
He has been in
Yeah.
Iceland eating delicious
Ice.
foods. He came back, but I think he is
Not
trying.
how that
He is
works.
trying.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think
That's
he
why it's
wants to
called
also do
Iceland. They
it.
only
So,
eat ice.
but yeah, so we're gonna have fun with that. It's been
no.
pretty good.
Have you guys gonna just continue on with your maybe any gym
Yeah,
time
so
for any
I'm
of
gonna-
you?
well-
Dane?
Does
and-
anyone go? You
No.
go to the gym.
I do go to the gym. This last week though, I had remember when I had that partial tear in my quadricep?
yeah,
It came back.
Oh no.
to a full tear.
Don't
no, just pain,
exacerbate it.
Just pain. So it came back. So I think I did it when I was painting the bedroom because I was crawling around on my knees
And you were mad.
and I was mad. So all I know is my knee has been like killing me this
Yeah.
whole like last week. So I've been dealing with that. So, but this week I am going to be doing my body pump class,
Yeah.
which is Blast.
That'll do
Yeah.
it.
Dane, you should come do it with me.
That will not do it for me.
It'd be
but
fun.
Like,
You'd probably
I
it.
imagine, like,
Anthony, you should come do it. You'd love it.
Dane aerobics would be him like rolling around on the floor. Like,
No, Dane.
That's horrible.
So all the body pump class is you're lifting weights, and you're not lifting heavy weights. You're lifting like 5-pound weights, but it's repeated.
Right.
as long as it's not like that.
And you can pick
that
2.5.
one thing called CrossFit.
You can pick 5.
doing those
Cross-
No, it's not. It's
kipper
not,
pull-ups.
No, it's not any of that. But a lot of it is
confusion.
no. But a lot of it is like you literally have like a 5-pound weight in each hand, but you've got to like
As long as it's not a shake weight.
no, but you got to do like
Dane.
you're doing like 50 curls
Yeah.
with this little 5-pound weight,
Yeah.
and you're alternating between different
Just
muscle
it
sets,
tears you up.
and it makes your arms tired. Where you're
Yeah.
like, oh wow, I just blasted.
No.
But it's
Well-
not a lot of weight. It's just it's for toning. And
Sure.
so I'm just doing it because I have really bad shoulder and elbow joints, and I can't just get in there and start throwing the iron with Anthony.
I'll put it this way. I'd rather be a little thinner before I start toning what's here. Sculpting something fat, you're just going to be fat, but toned.
Just saying, Dane.
It's-
Everything
it's
benefits.
It's like unwrapping a present.
Whoa.
It's like unwrapping a very small, compact present.
So he just moves down with it. All right.
I don't know.
Okay,
That
so
was weird.
there's some other good stuff.
Let's do some of these comments. Let's read in some of these comments.
Well, there
real
was a
quick here.
handful of them
Yeah,
there.
that was
but,
pretty nice. Let's
Yeah,
see.
it was just nice little ones to follow up on.
Scroll back up to the top.
Okay.
there,
Well,
if we
let's
can.
see. There you go.
So we're gonna blast through these just for fun for folks because this is cool. Han says, "Wait, what? It's Thursday already? Did I sleep that long? That's weird." Glassworks Garage main show live. This is gonna be epic. How are you guys? Today is not so sunny in Puerto Rico, but still a beautiful island.
It's sunny in this room.
It is beautiful. By the way, episode
lights.
nice details with Levi. MCJ 619. Is this a practice for that upcoming Cracker Barrel episode? Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then Glassworks Garage wants to know, is that happy birthday banner going to be there just like the Christmas tree on Dane's house? Quite possibly.
Oh, man.
We'll probably hang it in Dane's office. Hans, I would like some videos or uses with the new interior mitt. What do you guys use with it, which is the new interior scrub mitt? And then Bait Addict says, what a surprise. That's a good surprise, Bait Addict.
Yeah.
Kyle House, you guys have gotten me so dang hooked on Fisherman's Friends. I bought the big variety pack and found tons of them that I love.
Good.
However, I don't love that Eunice flavor.
Anus.
It's spelled a Eunice.
We all love.
Owness.
Yeah, anus.
It's an acquired taste.
And then
Jesus.
Kyle House says the mini split is in his future for his garage. I already added that 3-ton AC unit to his house.
I don't like it.
Walk-in fridge style.
How would
It's
you
going to
know?
be nice. Eric
Have one of
Sanchez,
those. That's
hiya.
gross.
Reese Griffin,
Okay.
that sounds very bad when taken out of context. And then Elevated Shine just stopping by to say, hey, but can't wait since I need something to listen to tomorrow while I work. Thanks for all you do. And G. Davis says, how do you think Yvonne lost all that weight?
I think it was when we were talking about drinking going hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
K-Child, hey, guys, listen to all their podcasts while working. Just stop by to say hi from Australia. Hope you have a good day, K-Child. And then G. Davis says, fight milk for bodyguards by bodyguards. And Eric Sanchez says, go Levi. Bait Addict said he started intermittent fasting with working out 5 to 6 days a week. Any tips, Anthony, on getting to 10% body fat? Different type of Q&A.
Anthony's
Hey
the right
guys,
guy
what
to
up?
ask.
My name is Anthony. This is thank you for calling bodybuilding.
All day Morgany.
Oh,
All right.
no, we're not gonna do that.
No, so you were saying that they all got a name when you worked at bodybuilding.com.
Correct.
Yeah.
You had a call-in name, kind of.
Yeah, good customer service. A lot of people
Customer
start
service
us, yeah.
name. And it usually started, the first word had to start with your first initial.
Yeah.
So like mine would have to be like Luscious Levi,
Oh wow.
right?
Yeah.
Would that have been appropriate, or
I do
Levi
not
Tickus.
approve.
Yeah.
would it be
or-
Leverage Levi or like Leviosa?
Lifting Levi.
Lifting Levi.
Levi ticks all the
Mine would have
boxes.
been lifting Levi, probably.
Lifting
And
Levi.
Dane would have been like Dumbbell Dane.
Dumbbell Dane. That's a good one.
Sounds
and
insulting,
then
but I'll go
Macho
with it.
Morgan.
Macho Morgan.
Yeah.
Or Malicious
Manly
Morgan. Manly
Okay.
Malicious Morgan.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Menacing Morgan.
What
Yeah.
was yours that you got?
Mine?
Yeah.
Come
It
on.
was
Come on.
just Anthony.
All the time,
No.
Anthony.
It was all. Yeah, it was just. It was.
All the
No,
time.
all,
it was something, and
it
he's
was all,
not.
all night Anthony. is
He's
what it
not
was.
telling us right now, and it must be good because he's not telling us.
Yeah, I
But
know.
we were thinking of all the different names we could come up with. So
Yeah.
like Too Much Tim.
Too much Tim. Yeah, I've had too much Tim.
There could be what was Nate's? What do we think of
Nitro
for name?
Nate.
Nitro Nate. He actually really liked that and wants to use that
Yeah.
going forward
He would.
when he answers the phone here at the Rag Company. So if you are making phone calls, Nate is one of the guys now answering phones just for
Yeah.
fun, helping out on our customer service. So please ask for Nitro Nate when you do have a question, and he does answer. Be like, is this Nitro Nate or Nitrous Nate or Nos Nate?
And ask him questions about his cool
Nos.
taco.
Yeah, he's got a wicked truck, but no, he took the S10 to the car show.
That's right.
He did send me a picture, though. He's going to be putting those Corvette saw blades on his truck. He sent me a picture of them. He bought a set of Corvette saw blade wheels to put on his truck, on his little S10,
what?
because I told him to. So he
Wow.
bought some. They look amazing because he's like my little brother, and he has
that'll
to
be,
do what
that'll
I
be
say.
fascinating
He
to
has to do
see.
It looks amazing. So I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beastly. So
I'm excited as well.
I need to get me a set of Corvette wheels for my little truck.
Yeah, you
next.
should.
Or I can reach out to our friends at Koenig. Thanks again for sponsoring this podcast. Anthony and I enjoy rolling on our Mambas and Koenigs all day long. Great time.
I was
Great
gonna
fun.
point
Wheels
out-
and Meridian Meats for sponsoring this episode.
They don't. Okay, so we've got kind of a fun thing in the works, and I think I told him to go grab it while we were doing this podcast so that when the podcast's over, we can go take
I
a
bet
look at
John's
it in the
really
parking
excited
lot.
about that. John's probably really excited
absolutely
to have to
hyped.
go get that.
John's not getting it.
I know. I'm just saying.
So
probably really excited.
We've got a car showing up. It's my little brother's car.
Yeah, so we're gonna start a new, not really a series, not like what we did on Dane's car.
Because people, if you make a
But
series,
it's-
people will be like, "What happened to that series?"
But
So
we thought with Dane's car, it was what to do when you buy a used car and how to
Yeah.
fix it up. But what we're going to be doing is getting rid of your brother's car. He doesn't
needs
know that we're getting rid of it.
he needs to sell it.
He's out of town.
So-
We're just going to get rid of it.
We're just gonna live.
We're actually going to hit it with. We're going to invite everybody downstairs. We're going to hit it with some sledgehammers.
Oh my God.
And we're
and
dump
then
it
we're
in
gonna
that river about
dump it in the river out back. It'll be so funny. Don't worry.
Oh no!
No, what we're actually doing is we're going to try and
yeah,
detail
that
it.
comment's going away. Sweet. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But at any rate,
That's nice of Luke.
Wow.
There to
Class.
give us that. So
Well-
we are gonna take the. Oh,
nice. Anyway, continue.
okay. Basically, we're gonna take Corey's car.
Live is awesome.
Yeah,
It is.
we're gonna take Corey's car,
Yeah.
and we're gonna
It's really fun.
detail it to make it ready for sale, because he is gonna buy one of your parents' vehicles.
Yeah.
So your parents bought 2 new cars. They had 3 cars originally. They bought 2 new cars, and they've been selling off the 3. I purchased one. Some other friends of theirs purchased the Rag Escalade, and now Corey's going to be purchasing your mom's car to get an upgrade, bit of an upgrade.
I think he's
for
going to
himself.
wrap that Lexus.
Yeah.
And then
So we're going to be able to do that. So we thought people might want to see, kind of. We've got to do his headlights. We got to remove plasti dip from the wheels. It's a silver Accord.
Yeah, there's a ton of different.
There's a
things
lot of
we
little
can do with
things.
it.
Yeah, we're going to try and clean it up, get the interior ready, because the goal is we want to maximize the amount of money we can make off of this, because we're going to keep it. Like the 4 of us are going to split the money.
I think he needs that
from
money,
the sale.
guys.
Oh, then why are we doing So
So we're working
we're going to
for
be
free.
charging him
The trade-off is
$1,000 a piece.
he gets a cleaner car than what he started with,
Right.
so it'll sell
It's-
for more money.
yeah.
And we get content out of it because it's a perfect car. It's a regular car. Because I've seen comments.
I thought we were getting money.
No.
Yeah, I was
people,
gonna do it for. I was promised
$1,000 each for the 4 of us to
God,
do this,
no.
right?
People have been asking for us.
So
to
we
got
gotta
to
try and
normal
sell it
cars
for more than that.
Some regular
That
cars.
is not a normal car. That is a high performance machine.
Well,
mean,
it
it's
is a
no
Honda.
Elantra,
it's
but-
not an
It's
Elantra,
got-
but it
it's
is
got
a
a
2-door.
V6.
It is a coupe, Honda
Ooh.
Accord
It's
coupe.
a Honda Accord coupe.
Coupe, Dane. Say it right.
Who picked that car out? Was that you, Dane?
Did you pick it out for
when
Corey?
he was looking, I told him it was a good choice. It was actually Gabe that pointed it out to him. but,
Gabenator.
I was telling Corey which routes to take, and yeah, you really can't go wrong.
He hasn't had
with
any
that.
issues with that car,
Noth-
apart from
nothing
the battery
major.
dying, I think.
Little things like
Yeah.
little electrical whatever gremlin here or there, like a window rolling down.
Yeah,
kind of funny or
nothing
something.
mechanical. It's never left him really stranded.
It's a Honda from a good generation. It's
Yeah.
not a bad car.
So we're going to get it cleaned up. We're going to make it look nice. We're going to make it worth more money than it actually is. And then we're going to split the winnings 5 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he gets after paying all of us our $1,000 a piece, he can use to buy your parents' car with.
Yeah. So
The goal is, right, so we're going to, that's what your dad said. I heard him say that.
yeah, so he's kind of trading up.
Yeah,
little
so
bit.
we're going to try and get as much as we can so we can all get our $1,000 each. And then whatever's left over, he's going to use to buy your parents' car. That's what we talked about in the
It's
hallway.
literally in a written contract. He
Your
signed it.
dad was right there with it.
Well, apparently I'm
So-
not in it.
No, we are though. No, we are going to try and see if we can get more money for her than what the car's actually worth, because most people don't seem to understand that's one of the biggest things with detailing.
Yeah.
And
And trust me, when you see this car, you will see it.
now it is
visually,
silver.
It's silver, and I knew somebody would say, "Why are you polishing a silver car? You can't see it."
You
I'm
can.
sorry.
The Elantra is
You don't-
silver and
you
looks
don't
like
always
it's
get to
always
pick
soaked. By the way, that is
what
my
you're
new
working
favorite
on.
voice for Dane.
What is one?
That voice that he just
Oh,
did.
Mockery.
An obnoxious commenter who doesn't understand that not every car that gets polished has to be a black car or a red car
So,
or a dark color car. You can have lighter cars and polish them too. And
That's
that's
right.
That's
okay.
enough,
Okay.
Dane.
Yeah.
That's plenty.
So anyway, we're gonna do that. We thought it'd be fun, but what
I love commenters, but there are some who are the bane of my existence.
So we're gonna
Oh
get
my
excited about
God.
that. And we got a couple weeks left before we head over to. We got about 3.5 weeks before we head to Detailer's Domain. So for those of you coming to the East Coast, or those of you
Yes.
that listen in the East Coast, we are going to be there. And again, same as last year, there is going to be a class that Phil has put on the Detailer's Domain website right now. It's $200. You'll be able to take a class on Friday. We're going to be doing sanding. We're going to be doing polishing. We're going to be talking towels, hot towel talk.
Giveaway stuff, too.
Yeah, you can, if you sign up for it, not only is it $200, but you get a $100 store credit with Detailer's Domain after the class, and you get a free pair of Rupes shoes and a Rupes t-shirt.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you guys a couple towels. We're going to give you some stickers, some lens cloths, good old stuff like that, some little swag.
Yeah,
I don't know if the KXK guys are throwing in anything, but it's going to be fun. Plus, you're going to get to hang out with the four of us at the class, which is fun. Lunch will be provided by Kimchi Smoke.
Oh, that was so good
which
last
is
time.
phenomenal over there, as well as breakfast pastries and coffee are going to be provided by a great little French restaurant, apparently.
Morgan's going to be there.
Morgan's going to be there with us. So
I will be at the coffee.
It'll be
So-
your first official trip.
yeah, so it'll be good. So that's what we're going to be doing that Friday, the 14th, 13th.
I'm trying to think now.
Let me look at the calendar here. I apologize.
While you're
folks.
looking at that, I'm going to look at the comments here. We've got Dan Pfeiffer thinking about trying out some Optimum Power Clean for wheels.
June
and a
14th.
Oh, okay.
Friday, June 14th, and then the 15th is our open house with
Okay,
everybody there at
So
that's
we're
free and
covered.
open to the public. Come
Yeah.
see us, come hang out. So all right, go back
So,
to Dan
on
Pfeiffer.
Dan's comment, he's thinking about using Optimum Power Clean on wheels and a general degreaser. What can he expect? Comparisons to P&S Brake Buster. So, I mean, when you're looking between the two,
Well-
what would you say are the notable differences?
Power Clean is an all-purpose cleaner, where Brake Buster is specifically designed to be a wheel cleaner.
Yeah.
It just so happens it also works on rubber as a total wheel cleaner. That's the Brake Buster. Now, Power Clean can also be used to degrease engines, can be used on inner fender wells, can be used on your interior. So it's got a lot of far more versatility, being a general purpose degreaser and all-purpose cleaner. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And for Bait Addict here, we've got...
Oh, he's back.
No, he's hidden.
No, he's
Any
back.
chance
It's
you
been
guys
5
are going to
minutes.
start doing Wash Wednesdays again?
yes.
I know you guys had a poll, but you could only choose one option on what videos we want to see.
Yeah, so I basically was promoting the Tacoma wash video we had, but I threw in some options there just to see what people were interested in seeing coming up here. And I was like, more details with Levi, more Wash Wednesdays, more detox, threw it out there. And details with Levi was a heavy hitter, and Wash Wednesday came in second. So
Yeah, that's right.
basically, that's basically what we're looking at. But what we're thinking is,
I'm the best.
in order to get more stuff out there, not saying we won't do in-depth stuff in the future, but like some of these upcoming ones we could do details with Levi, especially like on my brother's car here, thinking of doing like
Yeah, we can do a
smaller,
couple quick ones.
bite-sized videos, like
Nice,
moving plastic
delicious,
from the wheels.
fun-sized nuggets.
Yeah, like something like this last one we did on the Tacoma, where it's like
Yeah.
6 minutes long. That's a sweet spot. Long enough that you feel like you got the information, but not so long that it overstays. You know, it's welcome for people who have a shorter attention span.
G. Davis is wondering if there will be a live Q&A at the Detailer's Domain. G. Davis, we are going to be on that Thursday. We are actually going to be at Swag Rides in Connecticut on that Thursday. So probably not. What we'll do is do
In
a
the car
live
on the
Q&A
way
on the
over.
car.
Yeah.
No, on the way home.
Oh.
So because it'll be
that.
right about that time, because we're
Yeah.
gonna be set to be at Swag Rides till about 3:30,
Gotcha.
which will be
Yeah.
about 1:30 Boise time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could probably, if we get in the car about 4:30 after we say
I'll
our
just-
goodbyes and do all that, we'll just go live on Dane's phone
Yeah.
while we're driving down the turnpike as we make our way to Anthony's
Making
favorite
our way
bathroom,
downtown.
the J.C. Penney's in West Hartford, Connecticut.
West
Yeah.
Hartford.
It was a pretty fantastic bathroom.
So
Oh,
we'll hit
the-
that
Good stuff.
and the gas station for snacks.
Not that one gas
Oh,
station.
not that gas
Yeah.
station.
Oh God, there's so much blood.
Yeah, there was definitely
There was
There was a lot of-
crime.
lot of
there was a
police
lot of
presence.
cops in the parking lot, like a crime had just happened.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple in the parking lot arguing
And the
Fighting.
radio
at
started
the
going
gas
off
station.
like crazy.
Yeah, at the gas station, they were arguing, and it was like 3 p.m. And then
I
we
just
walked
wanted to stop
in,
and get gummies.
and all you wanted was some gummies, and you were so. I looked at your face, and you were terrified,
He's genuinely
and
scared.
I was dying laughing because
When
like
Idahoans leave
yeah.
the state.
I've lived in
was a
the
beautiful
big city
town,
more than a
Morgan. It was
few
a
times.
beautiful
You
town,
kind of
too.
get used to
It
that
was
stuff
really
if
pretty.
you spend enough time around it. You kind of go, oh, is this like a false alarm, or is this something where I genuinely have to be concerned about my, well-being? Sometimes you get that feeling, sometimes you don't. But if you're not used to it, I mean, Anthony, maybe growing up had more of that, but you haven't run into that anytime
My
recently
high school
until
had
that
bars
particular.
on it.
Yeah.
I saw my first
Yeah.
stabbing in 7th grade. So,
So-
I was used to it, but I was still a little shook.
Yeah.
You know, being on the East Coast.
You were
and
just
being
like, let's get out of here. Can we get going? And then let's stop at the JCPenney's. I need to use the bathroom.
Not dying in Florida. I'm not dying in Connecticut. So
It's very well
that's
established.
pretty
That's
much
not
what's
happening. So, yeah, Boise, Idaho. Pretty great, guys.
It'll be
Pretty
great. So, yeah. So we will figure a way to do a live, most likely in the car. So
Yeah. So I guess that pretty much sums it up, guys.
Danny Israel says he ran into a bunch of love bugs this weekend. Power clean,
Ooh.
TRC bug scrubber, and Pearl cleaned it right off. You're right, dude. Beadmaker drying it every wash. Thanks for the tools to protect the paint. You're welcome, man. Aaron's Random Life. Hey, guys. Hope everyone's having a good day.
Hey.
And then Danny Israel says details with Levi for the win.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Oh, something about a 3-inch backing plate. Did you?
Yeah, that's right. When adding a 3-inch backing plate to a porter cable, does the counterweight need to be changed out also? No.
just leave it.
Just pull the backing plates and swap them.
Just
That's
leave
it.
Send
If you're
it.
doing that on the porter cable, it turns into a beast, as Anthony has repeatedly
Yeah, it really
mentioned.
wakes that machine up.
Yeah.
So, all right, Dane.
All
I
right,
think we're
guys.
there.
Well, I think that sums it up. So I would say this was a successful experiment doing the live. And the reason, I'll just say it, the reason we wanted to do it is because it simplifies the process. So Tim doesn't have to edit a whole podcast and then put it out. Now it's basically done, and then we just
So
pull the audio from it.
realistically, we're trying to make Tim's job easier.
And that way we can produce more other videos.
There you go.
So
Now he can
that's
be editing,
the trade-off
doing
there.
other stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening, watching in this particular case. If you're the first run people checking it out, and oh, great.
Hey,
Here comes
Diedrich.
Diedrich. Okay, let's see what he has to say before I close this out.
He's just saying, hasn't been live with you for some weeks. I really missed this. Been busy testing
No.
out, selling Optimum products and some new towels from you. Didrik
Very
is
nice.
our man in Norway.
Yep.
At Norwash. So those of you listening in Europe and in Norway,